curiosity feeds the cat. Hello and welcome to Original Sin, a series that explores the mechanisms of diseases through the lens of Christian mythology. According to this perspective, diseases emerged as a result of two humans being deceived by a talking snake, an act that allegedly angered the purported benevolent and loving creator of all life on Earth. In our first episode, we discuss one of the deadliest diseases in human history, responsible for the deaths of hundreds of thousands each year, with a disproportionate impact on African children. Tragically, Nigeria bears the heaviest burden, accounting for a significant portion of the global toll. In 2022, Nigeria alone represented 27% of infection cases and 31% of deaths worldwide. Alongside Nigeria, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, 12%, Uganda, 5%, and Mozambique, 4%, together accounted for nearly half of all cases globally. A staggering 76% of all deaths from this disease in 2022, approximately 462,000, were among children under the age of 5. Every minute, a child dies from this preventable and treatable disease. Take a moment to reflect on that. Now let's dive into the fascinating and completely horrifying world of the parasite responsible for malaria, the gift that just keeps on giving. But this isn't just any parasite. Oh no, this is the James Bond of parasites, evading your immune system like a ninja and resisting anti-malarial drugs faster than you can say chloroquine. Let's kick things off with a quick look at the life cycle of Plasmodium falciparum. Brace yourselves, it's a wild ride. The journey starts when a mosquito, acting as malaria's Uber driver, takes a blood meal from a human host. As it sips, it injects sporozoites, the sleek and speedy form of the parasite, into the bloodstream. These tiny athletes race to the liver, because apparently that's where the best party is. In the liver, the sporozoites go through an extreme makeover, multiplying and transforming into merozoites. This is the equivalent of one guest arriving, and then suddenly you have thousands crashing your party. These merozoites then burst into the bloodstream, crashing into red blood cells like uninvited guests at a blood cell bash. Here, they multiply again, because why party in one cell when you can party in all of them? Some of these parasites transform into sexual forms, the gametocytes, waiting for another mosquito to continue the relay. This mosquito, thinking it's just getting a meal, ends up with a belly full of gametocytes. Inside the mosquito, these gametocytes mature, mingle, and merge into zygotes, which then become ookinetes. These ookinetes settle down in the mosquito's stomach wall, forming oocysts. Inside each oocyst, new sporozoites are born, ready to be injected into the next unsuspecting human, and the relay race continues. Malaria parasites are obligate parasites, which means they have to infect a mosquito and a human host. This is part of its life cycle, and it can only go through its life cycle in these two hosts. Only the female Anopheles mosquito can infect humans with malaria, which happens when it takes a blood meal, which it ironically needs to nourish its eggs. I suppose one could suggest that the allegedly benevolent creator made sure the female Anopheles mosquito has to bite humans, thereby delivering its deadly cargo, right? Now, if you think your immune system can swoop in and save the day, think again. This parasite has some tricks up its microscopic sleeves. It hides inside the liver like a fugitive in witness protection. Once inside your liver, it basically goes into stealth mode and hides in preparation to invade the bloodstream. Even better, it can change the proteins on its surface to avoid detection, like wearing a different disguise every time the immune system tries to ID it. This makes fighting off the parasite feel like playing an impossible game of whack-a-mole. What's that? Your body found one of its disguises? Great. Too bad it just switched to a new one. So, even if your body recognizes one version of the parasite, the next wave comes in wearing a brand new outfit. It's like fighting a shapeshifter. Your immune system's basically getting punked, Plasmodium style. Because I am a curious cat. My next question is, why would a father who allegedly loves you knowingly give you an immune system that is not up to the job? And if you thought drugs would help, well, guess again. Remember chloroquine, the wonder drug that saved millions from malaria? Plasmodium falciparum remembers too, and laughs in its face. How did it outsmart chloroquine? By evolving a little something called the PFCRT mutation, which basically allows it to spit chloroquine out before the drug can do any real damage. Classic. But wait, there's more. Enter artemisinin, the newest hope for defeating malaria, which was discovered by Tu Youyou. The Chinese scientist won a Nobel Prize for this discovery, which she found by trawling through ancient Chinese writings. But don't get too comfortable. Our parasite buddy has already started evolving resistance to artemisinin too, thanks to mutations in its Celch13 gene. And you know what that means. It's only a matter of time before this parasite checks artemisinin off its beat the drug list as well. Might we give all thanks to the allegedly benevolent genie for these fortuitous mutations? And let's not forget about Plasmodium vivax, the sneakier cousin of Falciparum. Now you'd think humans were getting smart by evolving the Duffy negative mutation, which protects many people of African descent from a vivax infection, or maybe it was a gift from the benevolent Sky Pops because he felt a bit repentant. Problem solved, right? Wrong. Not to be outdone, Vivax has evolved to infect Duffy negative people too, as if to say, nice try humans, but I'm still coming for you. Do humans really believe that a benevolent god created this parasite as punishment for listening to a talking snake? He then gave some humans the Duffy negative mutation, but then turned around and gave Plasmodium vivax the means to circumvent this defensive tool he gave to humans. I can only recoil in horror at such outright malevolence, if only it was true. Some humans also evolved mutations like the sickle cell and thalassemia traits, which obviously come with some disadvantages when you inherit 2 copies of the defective gene, while some East Africans also evolved the Dantu blood group, which has not been shown to have any disadvantages as of yet. Now, let's introduce the whole family. There are actually 5 species of Plasmodium that infect humans: Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium malaria, Plasmodium ovale, and Plasmodium knowlesi. They're like the 5 branches of an evil family tree, each one uniquely adapted to make your life miserable. Each one infects humans in its own way. Plasmodium falciparum is the deadliest, Vivax is the trickiest, Malaria is like that annoying relative who sticks around forever but never quite causes a disaster. Plasmodium ovale is rare and mostly hangs out in West Africa, and Plasmodium knowlesi, well, it usually infects monkeys, but now and then it jumps into humans, just to keep things interesting. I find it simply astonishing that some humans think this parasite is a prime example of deliberate design by an allegedly benevolent father. Well, let's reconsider that. This parasite isn't just bad, it's diabolically bad in all its manifestations and variants. Their very existence pokes holes in the idea of a benevolent creator. What kind of higher power would design something that has to infect humans in order to survive? It evades the immune system like a professional con artist. An immune system you have to assume was deliberately given to humans by this so-called benevolent deity who knew it was not fit for purpose and then gives the parasites the tools to evolve resistance to life-saving drugs. I mean, really? Doesn't sound like a loving deity's handiwork to me. It is shockingly amusing that some humans apparently think disease came into the world because 2 people ate a magic fruit. Are they serious? It would be like cats thinking that Bastet created an obligate parasite to infect all cats because the first 2 cats listened to a talking chihuahua and ate some forbidden tuna. And just to be extremely unpleasant, Bastet also made sure the parasite had some nifty tools to defend itself when cats tried to find ways to destroy this parasite. This sounds like something dreamt up by Homer Simpson and Hannibal Lecter. An allegedly loving father created an organism that has to live inside both human and mosquito hosts. He then makes sure his children's defenses are not quite good enough to keep out this invader. He, of course, gives the invader numerous tools to thwart the defense he gave his kids. A bit like inviting a serial killer into your children's home and giving him the code to disarm their alarm system. And all this just to punish his kids because their ancestors ate a magic fruit. It would be hilarious if it was not also irredeemably cruel. Fortunately, this parasite is not the handiwork of a miffed sky genie hell-bent on divine punishment. Nope, it has totally natural origins. In fact, Plasmodium falciparum is a zoonotic parasite, meaning it jumped from animals to humans. DNA evidence has shown that Plasmodium falciparum likely jumped from gorillas to humans in Africa thousands of years ago. No need for any divine intervention, just a mosquito, a gorilla, and a whole lot of bad luck. This is a clear example of evolution in action. The ongoing struggle between pathogens and their hosts illustrates the complexity of the evolutionary arms race. Nature does not prioritize kindness or fairness. It focuses solely on survival. This is precisely what Plasmodium is doing. It is surviving, evolving, and causing us distress in the process. Every step in its life cycle, every mutation and every evasion of our immune system is not the result of a higher purpose or design. It is purely the relentless logic of evolution. There is no need for a benevolent deity behaving like a psychopath to explain this phenomenon. There are more than 200 species of Plasmodium, but only 5 of them can infect humans. Other animals that can be infected with malaria include reptiles, birds, bats, and antelopes. Wild chimpanzees and gorillas harbor at least 12 different species of Plasmodium, including 7 that are closely related to the human parasite. It clearly takes a significant degree of indifference to the suffering of others to accept the idea that diseases are prevalent in the natural world simply because 2 humans ate a forbidden fruit. As we examine this troubling narrative with empathy, it becomes increasingly clear that it cannot possibly be the design of any being that could be deemed benevolent. That human malaria parasites come in a variety of closely related strains that are also genetically related to malaria parasites that infect other primates is a powerful clue that points to our coevolution with our primate cousins. That these parasites are host-specific is yet another clue that we are participants in an evolutionary arms race. A race in which we sometimes gain the upper hand, sometimes only temporarily. The idea that a disappointed father would inflict such a horrific punishment on his children merely because 2 of them were disobedient reflects a complete lack of empathy, critical thinking, and compassion. It shocks me that a species calling itself Homo sapiens would accept such a horrifying tale. It is indeed comforting that there is no evidence that such a vengeful monster exists. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe for more episodes on the wonders and horrors of the natural world. And remember, curiosity does not kill the cat. Curiosity feeds the cat. Until next time.
Not like this we did. 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 Not like this we did.